Here it is, the last episode before the major battle. Is it super interesting? Do we get plenty of setups? Let's find out. Hey guys, welcome to our Game of Thrones final season, episode 2, A Night in Winterfell review. First off, I want to thank the good folks at Stardust app for sponsoring us. Drink to them, hear ye. Guys, check out this app. It is a community of people sharing their reactions to television show episodes, movies. We're on there. Our friends, Jeremy Johns is on there. Chris Stuckman. A bunch of YouTubers are on there. We got a bunch of exclusive videos there. If you tag us, you're entered into a contest for a viewing party to watch the last episode in LA, and it directly supports our show. And this thing is free. There's no reason for you not to download it and follow me there. It supports us with like $1, I think. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right, so let's get straight to the episode review. Now, whoa! Okay, Tormund.
I brought my own.
Yes, all right. It says A for angry.
I'm classy with a can.
Yeah, you just gotta
Oh, yeah, and sorry for the low-quality beer. I was on a budget here.
I'm hiding it. Don't worry.
No, we just picked this leftover. Anyways, so now I thought that maybe this had the potential. And I said this in the Stardust app video reaction. I said, this has the potential to be the worst of this season.
I was terrified. The second you mentioned it, was like, I feel exactly the same way.
Exactly.
Because you got to come hard when you do the first, very funny, guys. You know, the first episode has to be excellent, right? It's the season opener. So you maybe have a sophomore slump here. Do you guys think it was a sophomore slump?
Actually, I kind of liked it more than the first one, to be honest.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even with the whole, there's no dragons in this one. There's a whole lot more.
We got a ghost, though.
Yes, we got Ghost back. But it had more interactions between the characters that were more heartfelt instead of just thrown together. Oh, they're back. Oh, look, they see each other for the first time. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. This episode had a ton of heart. I think way more than anything that we got last episode. So I was excited.
Agreed. What?
Yeah, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, super excited about the episode. Now, there were 2 highlight scenes from me. I don't know if we should jump directly to them. Let's try a different review, because previously people were like, oh, it took you an hour, you're going through each and every scene. Let's try something a little different. Let's just give our thoughts on the episode. Okay. Try to review it, the best parts, the weaknesses of the episode. So right away, I got to say the highlight. Let's just go directly to the highlight.
Go for it.
The reason being is because Game of Thrones has really good dialogue amongst our characters, and finally, in this episode, we see many of them come together and sort of reflect on their journey, which is scary.
It's super scary.
Yes.
Super scary, and not only reflect, but I think some people's storylines have resolved.
Yeah, they're done.
Completely tied in a bow, and that was
what's
this whole-
happening next episode?
Everybody's gonna die.
A huge fucking battle. People are going to die. But one of the scene in particular I'm talking about that really makes this episode for me is the scene with Jaime and Tyrion. These are 2 brothers who are Lannisters who have fought against the Starks, and they're kind of like, isn't it funny that we're here in Winterfell defending the Starks?
Wouldn't father be so unhappy?
And he would be
would be
super
livid.
fucking pissed. And I love that because, piss on that man's grave, right?
Exactly.
But he was a good villain. Anyways,
Yes.
and then, but then Brienne and Podrick walk in and, we're sorry. No, come join us. Drink.
And
merriment.
slowly but surely, everybody else joins that little happy corner.
Yeah, so
whether
Davos
it's
shows up.
to warm his balls. And
And then then Tormund shows up.
Tormund,
Yeah.
I love it. He
He's my
makes
favorite.
it back right from last episode. They rode around. Right?
Oh, that was one of my favorites, where the Night's Watch happens to be there.
Uh-huh.
You know, Jon sees him, he goes up to hug his buddy, and then BAM! Gets
blindsided.
Something literally tackles Jon.
I mean, if he can't fuck a bear, might as well hug like one, right?
Yeah, Tormund is the best. Here's the thing, and that's why I brought this scene up, because he literally steals every scene he's
episode.
in.
Yep.
And in this one, he has the greatest story ever. I'm like, weird flex, dude.
Yeah,
What-
that's super super weird.
What he was like, because I think he kind of sees Jaime and Brienne, or you know what? No, the first thing he says is the big woman here?
Yeah.
So he's got his priorities straight, and so he goes over and he's like, I killed it. You know how they got my name, Giant's Bane? I killed a giant when I was 10 years old. Then I went into bed and slept with his wife.
Yeah.
But then he's like, but then she
thought I was a baby.
I was a baby and
suckled me for 3 months.
I suckled on her giant titty or something.
That's
and
why I'm
was
so
weird.
big and
Giant
And then
milk.
at that point, chugs the beer.
Chug!
Chug!
That's giant's milk. Does a body good, apparently.
Apparently.
So I was like, oh my God, that was fucking amazing. And then he slams back a beer. After that story, by the way, Davos is like, yeah, I need
I need
some
something
wine.
to clear my brain out.
Yeah, I need to
Ugh.
kill the brain cells where that information is stored because I don't want to think about this giant, red-haired, hairy guy sucking on a giant
he's a little
tit.
baby, but you don't know if he already has a beard at that point. He's
10.
only 10.
He was 10. He was probably still really big.
Yeah.
But then you see this person, and Davos has seen giants now, right?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
You're like, ugh, I don't want to see that.
Now, is this story real? Is he being serious or is he just flexing?
I don't know, but I like to see that flex. That was quite entertaining.
That was a good one. And right after that, it even one-ups this because we get a scene with Brienne.
This is one of my favorite scenes, probably my favorite scene throughout the entire episode,
And
actually.
it's all
where
because of Tormund.
Yes, it is. He
What do
goes,
you mean?
So Tyrion's actually telling a story, and he's calling everybody by Sir, and he goes, Sir Bree, and then he goes, wait, you're not a Sir. And then Tormund looks over and he goes, you're not a Sir? If I was a king, I'd knight you 10 times over.
Oh, yes,
And
but it was
then-
the way I remember that. He's like, I would knight you 10 times over.
But then
That's how he said it.
Jaime gets to flex directly afterwards and says, well, you don't need a knight.
Yeah.
Or you don't need a king to knight somebody. Let me prove it to you. And Bree thinks that he's joking at first, but then truly knights Bree. And she stands a knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
She's
That
got this
was
smile,
fucking
like the
Every
biggest smile.
Tormund's
Yeah.
clapping in the background. Everybody's cheering for her. It was glorious.
I know. And Jaime,
it
since
feels.
he's a knight of the Seven Kingdoms, he is able to knight other knights.
Yep.
She thinks he's,
Joking at
at first because she's probably been fucked around
She's
with
been
by
made
a
fun
lot
of her
yeah.
the
whole life.
entire time.
And
Never-
that was just amazing. But it was so like, oh, shit.
She deserved that shit, but then again,
Right. It
Wrapped
sets
in a
up
bow.
her story might be wrapped up.
Or
we get a lot of
his
these.
stories wrapped
or
up.
both.
Yeah.
Fuck if we know.
No, I think. Listen, oh man, and are you team Jaime or and Brienne, or are you team Tormund and Brienne?
Nobody gets Bree.
All right.
But yeah.
What?
I
Nobody
would-
gets Bree? I've
nobody
not
gets
heard of
Bree.
that. Okay.
Nobody gets her. But
Nobody gets
to be honest, I'd love to see her with Tormund.
Mm-hmm.
She did mention when he walked in, oh, I'm glad you're here. And then stopped and took it back and well, I'm glad that you survived and that you're here to fight with us. But just the way that she said it was like,
Yeah.
I respect you, man.
Maybe there's something there.
just a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's
But-
probably never been so actively pursued by anyone in her
in
entire,
her entire life.
life. So
She
doesn't
better
have-
give some up because you're gonna protect. No, that's not how it works. I understand that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But I just love the characters so much. I love both of these
yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
That of course I want to ship them and I want to see them together. But you know what? If they're gonna die, if somebody's gonna die, I want Tormund to save Brienne. But I thought, thinking about it later, before this in the episode, Jaime sees Brienne and he goes to her, and this is the first time they really get to talk.
Yes.
Since their ordeal together, and it's kind of crazy because she's like, "Why have you not insulted me?
Yeah,
Yes.
what is this? Why is this happening?
Never
Why
had
are you being so
conversation.
somber and quiet?" And it's because Jaime is a changed fucking
He's
man.
been through some shit.
He has completed his arc of going from this villain to this redemption arc. Because just the last episode, it ended with him and Bran
Making eye contact.
in a staring off.
"Oh."
Anyway, so he pledges right then and there that he's going to fight for her. She accepts him. It's a wondrous moment. She's in charge of the left flank.
Yeah.
And she goes
Some
on this
good
speech.
land.
It's good land. Yeah.
Good ground. I
Good
like the
ground.
ground.
So I hope Brienne's flank holds up because now, and if it doesn't, Tormund can save her. But I was thinking Jaime's actually closer.
Yeah.
It might be
possible.
Jaime sacrificing his life.
Just
Yeah.
freeze up the room for Tormund to
Oh,
there you
shit.
go. And only one remains. Highlander style. Anyways, just so many great moments in the scene. Let's talk a little bit about Jaime and his return.
I mean, the episode opens with him on trial, and it's Daenerys kind of rattles off like, you killed my father.
Yeah.
We've been talking about since I was little what we would do if we ever got our hands on you.
Sansa
definitely agrees. And then it's really nice that we see Brienne stand up and say, look, there was several times where he was my captor, but he I was his captor, but he saved me anyway.
Yep.
And he's an honorable person.
And they actually both were not liking him,
Yeah,
Not
they
only
would've put him
Sansa,
down.
but Dany was like, what the fuck
Instantly.
are you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
You didn't buy that?
I didn't buy the whole Dany. There's not enough time. There's 6 episodes in this season.
Right.
There's some conflict that's subtle, but they need to kind of reinforce it. Maybe just bash us over the head with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, she doesn't like you, and this person doesn't like you.
She's
so
really grumpy right
I
now.
wanted them to kind of flesh out the scene because there's so much that could happen here, but they had to resolve it really quickly
Yep.
for some reason. And ultimately, we got the right outcome,
Yes.
right? Where
Yes.
they're like, fine, we need every single person that we can get.
What do you think, John? We need every man we can get.
Oh, and one of the other best quotes in the entire episode is when, Bran kind of leans in and he goes, oh, the things we do for love.
That's
Yeah.
right, because he fucking pushed him and he said that
Yep.
very same thing.
Which is...
Oh, in your face, Bran! That's so spicy, dude.
I absolutely loved it then, and I still do now. But like, the more I think about it, the more it doesn't make any sense because he's not Bran at all.
There's
And
a small remnant
you think
of
there's
Bran
there's
in
just
there.
enough Bran
yes,
in there that
there's
he's
just
just like
enough spice that shit up.
But
because
it-
he does it constantly.
Yeah.
He
He
has
doesn't
the best
care
lines.
really
Yeah.
because later
Yeah.
on we see these two talk.
Yep.
Jamie is trying to apologize to Bran, and Bran's like, "Hey, I'm not that guy."
Neither
anymore.
of us are that person.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and had that not happened, you wouldn't be who you are. I wouldn't be who I am.
That's
and
true.
and it doesn't matter.
Yep.
He would not be the three-eyed raven. We would not have this small outside chance that maybe we can win this battle. Guys, what do you think? Are they going to win this next battle? This is the huge battle. This is the Battle of Winterfell.
So this
Where
episode,
the fuck is this season going?
this whole episode is like foreshadowing the episode, and it's like ham-fisted foreshadowing. Like we get all of like the Missandei and Grey Worm
Oh,
are like
They're totally
they're
fucking
Wholehearted.
planning for their future, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, one of you's dead.
Yeah.
Probably Grey Worm. You're gonna die.
Yeah, I
we
think
got
Grey Worm.
was it little what is it named Lyanna
Lyanna.
Mormont and Jay Bear, and she's like, I wish you good fortune. And then
Bam.
immediately afterwards,
Sam.
Sam hands him Heartsbane,
Heartsbane, yeah.
Heartseeker,
It's a Valerian
Valerian
steel.
steel sword, and he's like, I hope to see you afterwards. It's like, oh, Jay Bear's dead. No.
Jay Bear is so
Yeah.
dead, dude. That was foreshadowed like multiple times.
Yes.
If anybody I'm sure of dying, it's fucking Jay Bear. I'm calling it now because not only then, but Jay Bear actually says Dany is starting to have serious doubts with Tyrion's ability to be the Hand. In fact, even Tyrion knows it. He's like, one of you guys is going to be this
Yeah, you're
hand
totally-
next. Varys and Jay Bear. But Jay Bear actually goes to bat for for Tyrion, and he says, yes, he's made some mistakes, but he's learned from them. He can
Yeah.
learn from them. You've made mistakes in the past.
I've made mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, and that's yet another telegraphing that I think Jay Bear's arc is done.
Yes.
He's dead.
I'm so sad.
I wonder what flank he's going to be on.
I mean, okay, so the other thing that we foreshadowed nonstop in this episode is it'll be safe in the crypt. You got to go to the
Yes.
crypt. So this little girl walks
Multiple
up.
people.
You need to go to the crypt. It's like, the crypt is where the dead people are, and the main bad guy, he does this.
On that
and then
note,
Hold on, I never even fucking considered that. You think shit is going down
Yes.
in the
I
crypt?
think that the crypt is the worst
But
place to
no,
put
the
everybody.
night. Doesn't he have to be in proximity?
Sure.
to-
in close
Yeah,
enough
but
proximity.
their whole plan is they need to have the Night King show up
Oh,
by the
shit.
tree,
Yeah.
and all he has to do is do
Right,
the weird,
this.
creepy
We
hand
saw
thing,
this.
And-
then everyone in the crypt is going to get up and like.
That's how Sir Davos
Everybody is fucking dead in the crypt.
dies. That's
Who's in the fucking crypt?
The little girl that
Sam?
that is supposed to defend the
Sam?
crypt. Sam is in the crypt.
No, Sam
he
cannot
won't
die.
use his
No,
sword.
he
There's
gave
no
up
way
the
Sam can
sword,
die.
And
Well, he'll get.
I
his-
actually want to change my Deadpool answer on
Okay,
that.
let's
can't.
do it.
I
We can
think-
do it. We can
You
do
think-
it.
I think
this is the
Sam's
last
dying.
time we can change
Oh.
what characters.
Yeah.
We're going to give you our Deadpool here in a second.
I think-
but I had not considered this crypt thing. And that might have been where later on we hear somebody, let's not spoil it, say they're already here. So that kind
Yes.
of
The
makes
dead
sense
are
now.
already
Yeah.
here.
There
That's-
was so much telegraphing in this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
It's so good because I hope some of them are red herrings because, I
Yeah,
want to be
fingers
surprised.
crossed.
There's gonna be, unless everyone just dies, there's gonna be, there's got to be one or two people that'll be like, all right, well, I thought that person was gonna die.
Man, they
anyway."
telegraphed everything, and
They
we
did.
had another super short episode, which pisses me off.
Yep.
Like 56 minutes, something like
Yeah.
that.
Doesn't
I was
matter.
promised
Too
supersize, but we get a foreshadowing of Tyrion saying, we're gonna die probably in this battle, but at least
No, that was
Cersei-
Tormund.
No, at least Cersei didn't kill me.
Yeah, at least
Yeah.
Cersei doesn't get to
Yeah.
kill me yet.
He wants
Yeah.
to come back and go
And
attack her.
then he goes on and says, it might be funny if I came back and ripped Cersei apart
Yeah.
as
I
a,
like that.
as a thing.
would
And
like
I
that a lot.
think, I think that's where it's all leading. It's all leading to King's Landing.
Yes.
Well,
okay?
King's
That's why
Landing-
they cannot win this battle. You think they win this battle?
I
They fight the Night
I
King.
think they lose. They beat the little grunt troops,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that this upcoming episode is at all about the Dothraki or the Unsullied or anyone else against the
Night King.
Well, not the Night King. I think the Night King is going to be doing something else. I think when Bran
No,
said,
they said Bran is he's after Bran.
yeah, so I think
Bran's here.
I think the Night King they're setting a trap for the Night King, and I think the Night King is going to show up, and the 20 dudes that are only good at fighting
Yeah,
on
the
ships,
Greyjoys.
the Greyjoys are the people
Yep.
defending him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's going to wipe them out, and he's going to take Bran, and he's going to go away, and that's his only goal.
Well-
I don't think that outside battle matters at all.
The dragons are apparently going to be defending Bran as well. That's what
Oh,
John
is
wanted
that
to
the
dictate
assignment?
them, to
Okay.
do.
They have to be far enough away where he can come in,
Yeah.
but close enough that when he does show up, they
And that
can-
reminds me, the scene with Theon. Theon shows up.
didn't like that.
We had Sansa notices Theon. There's like a moment there. Are these
came-
two?
It's not a
Are
moment.
these two
There's
in
a lot-
love?
It's a
or
lot of
something?
moments.
That would be so gross. I would not care for that.
I guess it was just sharing a moment like we've been through some shit together.
Well, no, it's beyond that because he shows up, says, "I want to fight for them," and she gets up from the table, walks around, and gives him this really long hug.
So-
and it's
and treats him like a Stark, though. Y'all didn't like it, so why? What was it about it that was
It was
off?
too emotional. I can understand accepting him back and everything, but it was more to prove to Dany that somebody else is here to fight for Winterfell, for the North, not for Dany,
Right.
but for the North.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because that entire section happened after Dany went to Sansa. They were talking and doing that whole attempted heartfelt.
That was
thing.
another really good scene. We have these two mega girls playing the Game of Thrones. And this is another thing where Dany is starting to realize her mistakes, and our
Well, someone has-
advisors are
someone
like,
has-
"Hey, so besides this Tyrion thing that you guys you'll give him a second chance. There's one other person you should talk to,
Sansa.
Sansa."
yeah. I really liked 90% of that scene, but the last 10% was so
whole
ham-fisted that just
Touching hands.
Well, it's like, hey,
It's all heartfelt.
Girl power.
Girl power.
We fucking
And then-
manipulate these men. I'm like, wait a minute.
What? Oh yeah, that
They
was
did,
cute.
but then I liked how they flipped it around.
Yep.
They said, "Oh, women manipulate men, men are stupid." But then they flipped it around, and Dany goes,
John-
"Well, you know what? My whole goal here was to take the Iron Throne.
Again, weird.
And now I'm up here in the North, so who manipulated who?
Yeah.
Trying to show Sansa that, yeah, Jon may be in love with me and he's dropping everything for me, but I'm dropping everything for Jon too.
Yeah.
I'm up here in the North.
But
I love
what about the North?
Yeah. Well, I love that part. And
Oh,
then,
that
then we
was-
get the what about the North thing. You have apocalypse
Yeah, I hated
on
this too.
your door.
I hated this too.
And it's like, well, if we survive, I want you to know we're not bending the knee. It's like this is the conversation you're having
Sansa,
now.
what
This
the
is so
fuck?
stupid.
Yeah.
You try
There
to
are zombies outside
Yeah,
the
do you-
fucking door. The throne does not fucking matter.
They ran out of. There's so many. They ran out of those little dominoes to show how
Oh,
many
yeah.
White Walkers there are on
Yeah.
like the battlefield. And it's like, well, if we survive, I'm not bending the knee.
Where the
It's like,
fuck did they
like-
get all them Donalds?
They made them specifically for that
Jesus, they had
moment.
one guy doing all
Yeah,
that.
on the
No, he
corner.
needs to be working on that motherfucking dragon
Dragonstone,
glass,
yeah.
Dragonstone, whatever it's called. What Gendry is doing.
Oh, like a hottie.
Yeah.
Mix them bodies.
Uh-oh, we're running into some bad scenes, some questionable scenes
some
now.
people like that. I didn't
You
like
liked
it.
I
that?
kind of liked it. I mean,
Was it hot?
Uh,
No, I can't. I cannot
it's the
see
whole-
Arya like that.
Exactly,
She
but-
comes in,
she's
Google eye. She
Oh,
is
yeah.
She
Yeah.
is ready to
I knew
Google
that
eye
look.
him.
Yeah, she is like
You know that look?
Oh, I know that look.
She gave that look.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they have this really awkward encounter, and then later on, they go.
Well, no, he doesn't
like
think
that
that she's
encounter
a
at that
fighter.
point.
He's like, no, I haven't worked on your shit, and you
That's
can get down in the crypts.
one of-
And she's like,
That's my quote, though.
what?
That's my quote. She's just interrogating him about
Yeah.
the White Walkers. Well, what do they smell like? How do they act? Tell me more. And he's trying to blow her off like, oh, you just want to fight. You just want to get in there. You've never been in a fight before. You don't understand. And to prove him wrong, she goes, I know death. He has many faces. Starts picking up the shards and chunks 3 of them all at the same point. Presses the shit out of him. Goes, I can't wait to see what this face looks like. And you're just like, woo! Even Gendry was like, damn,
And
girl.
she runs.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that in the promos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She saw that face. She said, I'm getting
Fuck
the
this.
fuck out of here. But anyway, so later on in the episode, they do have some alone time. And they start kissing. And
Well,
Arya.
it's way more awkward than that.
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
Well, because she's like, how many whores have you had sex with? And
Oh,
things
yeah.
like
Just
that?
out of nowhere. How many people have you fucked?
He's just like, whoa.
And whoa, woman,
Whoa.
we ain't together. You don't need
She's
to know.
like,
No,
you-
tell me. 3.
I haven't kept count. It's like, yes, you have.
Yeah, you have.
No, I haven't. 3.
3,
And she's
yeah.
like, okay, that's enough. I want you to show me your manly ways or something.
Oh, come
we're about to
on.
die. I want to know what
Yeah,
it's
she
like.
wants to know, and then
She wants the rush of the. Well,
She's
I don't
not-
know. It just I don't see her. I see little Arya, and I'm
That's
like, no,
fair.
please. And she took her clothes off. You see some ass. You see a little side boob.
She was given the opportunity to
Yeah,
show what she
I told them
wanted.
this before
Yeah.
that the directors were like they gave her full control of the
like
scene.
that.
Show as much or as little as you like, and
Yep.
that's what she chose to try to do it. Somewhat tastefully, but
Yeah.
it's not tasteful
And
to
you
me
know.
because I don't want to see it.
I think
Poor
it's probably
Arya.
more Gendry, honestly. I mean, Arya, we love her. We love her, but good job, Gendry. Like, good job. But, you know, she's not the red woman. You take off your own damn pants.
That was a very funny.
No, I thought it was stupid.
Aw.
Whatever. Whatever. No, I guess it does make sense. She ain't about that life. She's about you do you, I do me. We're gonna do
And
each
then
other.
Well, they did each other, and then everything was fine. Well,
But guess this. So were you gonna point this out?
I like that. Well, I was going to say that if you have something about this scene, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is foreshadowing. We have a potential Babby situation here. Maybe
hope
she gets
not.
pregnant.
Yeah,
Was
hopefully
that
not.
the look that she was giving? Like, oh, fuck, he really did a number there. Because remember,
he's-
at the beginning of the episode, wait a minute, listen to this.
Yeah.
Ned and Robert Baratheon are talking. And remember how they said, I have a son and you have a daughter, something
Join
like this. We can
houses.
join our houses. It happened. It just happened right now.
Yeah.
The houses have joined. So the Baratheons maybe are not completely destroyed, and we'll see the future of the Stark Baratheons.
I hope
Something
that's
like
not
Yeah.
the case.
You don't think that they're gonna have a Babby then?
They
mean,
could.
maybe
I mean,
not,
it's just like
but-
how many people in this episode like have sex once, and then everyone gets pregnant the first time. Like everyone.
Danny,
Yeah.
Danny and John had sex. Gonna have a Babby.
Definitely.
I'm telling
Little
you,
Bobby.
there's gonna be a miraculous miracle Babby.
I looked it up on the internet. That's
What?
sex is apparently how Babby is formed.
Yeah, Babby
really?
is formed.
So
Yikes.
In television, it almost always is they have a Babby right away. They don't have to try at it.
Yeah.
But this is what I think. But okay, so fucking fantastic episode. I think better than the last one.
I like
oh
it.
yeah.
Let's give some final ratings here.
Okay.
We'll start with Alex.
So I don't think this is a fantastic episode.
No.
I think this is better than the
But we
first one.
just talked that motherfucker. So what killed it for you?
So the problem with this episode is this episode. I mean, it's like cotton candy, right? It's you get this big thing. It's sweet while you're enjoying it, and then when you're done, your hands are kind of sticky, and you're like, "Where did all this go? There was no substance there." And there's some cool things in there. Like I really actually liked the Arya and the Hound interaction that we got here because we
forgot
got this
about
one
that.
thing. One of my favorite parts of this whole episode, and she goes, "You've never fought for anybody but yourself," and he said, and he
He looks at her.
Does he actually look at
He
her?
actually leans in and he looks at her.
But I fought for you. And that was really, really heartfelt. I think this episode had way more heart, and the scenes felt they were still way too short
Yep.
than they needed to be.
I don't understand why we don't get another 30 minutes
Well,
of
for
these
sure,
it's important.
The
Yes.
only thing about this episode that's important, the only thing, because nothing that we talked about so far matters at all, other than Jon tells Dany, "I am Aegon Targaryen, the rightful ruler," and then the second that they're supposed to talk about it, the horn blows, and then we get this stupid short scene for no reason.
Yeah.
So nothing that we talked about in this episode matters.
Had
at all.
any substance. That's why
Nothing.
you're saying cotton candy.
This
It
is-
was sweet, but there was nothing actually. And you know what? I'm going to agree with you because I know this happens at least twice, if not 3 times. The god dang tropes are
there's a
starting
lot.
to really show up, and it's concerning me in Game of Thrones now because the writing started in this thing so good. And I feel like the writing is breaking down a little bit here because it's like, okay, we're going to reveal that I'm a Targaryen, and just before we deal with this, there's a thing.
Where Tyrion actually is one of the only people who realizes Bran is a special person.
Yeah.
They go to have that discussion. Goes, well, we're stuck in a castle. Tell me your tale. And then cutscene. You're just like, what the fuck?
I wanted to be there for that. I
Yeah.
wanted Tyrion
Tell
to listen
me.
to this, tell us what happened.
Yeah.
And then also when the 2 ladies, the Lady of the North and Dany are talking and they start to get a little, whoa, I'm taking my hand away. What'd you say to me, bitch? You better bow to me. And just, no, the North will
No.
never bow. Well, Theon shows up, so we
Yeah.
got to go
Yeah,
deal with that.
Convenient.
So all of the things we
It's
talked about.
tropey.
Yeah.
Let us see the God damn it. You say, hold, he can wait.
Yeah,
What'd
wait.
you say to me?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So, like, everything that we've talked about, the things that we liked about this episode, have nothing to do with what's important in this episode. What
Yeah.
happened in this episode that's important is we understand that Bran is actually the key to everything.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk much about it.
Right.
Jon is actually Aegon Targaryen.
That's
we didn't
so
even
true.
think to mention it in this. In this,
They're talking about the throne instead of, oh my God, you're
We're
my
all
aunt. We
gonna
just
like,
fucked.
we
that's
are all gonna die. So I think I don't even remember what I gave the first episode. Like a 6.
7.
7.
7?
Seven.
This one is a 7. I think this one is better than the last one, but this is one that if you think about it long
different
term, I will
reasons.
remember nothing about this episode.
Oh, I will. Brienne, man.
Brienne.
Knight of the 7 Kingdoms.
But you're thinking about Game of Thrones a couple years from now, you're going to remember like the big battles.
Yeah.
You're going to remember Hard Home, the Battle of the Bastards, the really big fights. You're going to
It's true. It's true.
the things that we remember from this episode are filler scenes that ultimately in the whole Game of Thrones, Brienne getting knighted doesn't matter.
Right.
I loved it, but it's filler. It's we
Well,
have
I don't think it's quite filler. I get what you're saying. It's less important, but it's not filler. It is a conclusion of a character
We have
arc.
4
And there were tons of conclusions of character arcs. That's why I support you in this, that I feel like they're rushing.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point they have to resolve all these minor character arcs before they resolve the major
I don't think there's going to be a lot of resolution. I think that so many people are
Eric.
going to die in this next episode
Yeah.
that there's just going to be people that like, I wanted more. It's like, well, too bad they're dead.
Yeah, they're dead.
Erica, what are you thinking? Do you agree with this guy or you like it more?
I do like it more, but I
Good.
don't think it's more than a 7. Like,
Oh, really?
seriously. Yeah,
Really?
I really wanted to give it more, like, of a rating, but it's definitely not an 8.
Okay.
And it's definitely not a 6. It's obviously just as good or better than the last episode, but it's a solid 7. Like, I really liked it.
I think it's an 8. That might be the fanboy in me because goddamn, there was a lot of fan service. For better or worse, there was fan service. And honestly, guys, I'm gonna say this.
Okay.
I think that this is the last really positive episode. This is as
yeah.
happy as Game of Thrones is gonna be, because this motherfucking shit better not have a happy ending.
No.
I'm going to be pissed if this stuff has a happy ending. So for me, for us to get a happy, it's not a happy ending, it's a happy,
Conclusion. Little wrap.
swan song sort of before the shit goes down, and I thought they did it really, really nice. I will agree it has pacing issues. I will agree it has a bunch of tropes. Oh, we got to go over here now. We can't say the thing that matters. We'll deal with it later. And some of the scenes felt a little out of character again, kind of continuing from the first episode. And I can totally see somebody give it a 7, because I do think the first 2 episodes, episode 1 and 2, they should have been made one.
Like
For
a
sure.
longer one.
One
But,
longer one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do think that it earns enough from me in that this is the best this is the happiest anybody's going to be until shit goes down.
What was that point? What tipped it from a 7
The
to an
tip
8?
for me is Tormund and Brienne and just everybody, the minor characters getting the resolution to their arcs.
Okay.
And now it has turned my mind on fire because anybody can die at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bump it up just a little bit for that.
I am
because
so-
I think this is because I am honestly, guys, I am kind of worried because I don't know if Game of Thrones can wrap this up in a satisfying way with only 4 episodes, and I don't know where this is going. I really don't.
Nobody
Are they going to win this battle? No, they're not going to win the battle. But you think they're going to win the battle because the Night King is not the final boss, in your opinion. Cersei's the final boss. We talked about
think the
this
thing is-
off camera. You think Cersei's the final boss? I thought that maybe Cersei was the mid boss and the Night King is the final boss. You think it's the other way around. What do you think?
Well, I mean,
You came up with a crazy ass theory in the car.
Thank you.
Tell me.
Okay, so again, I'm a crazy person, so this is where my mind went. But the second that he said, "I am Aegon Targaryen," the look on her face, she literally pulls back a bit and goes, "Well, that means you have a rightful claim to the throne, being the last male Targaryen," and just completely taken aback. And the last season that we've had Dany around,
6
my
and 7, right?
only goal that I've ever had was to retake the Iron Throne.
Yeah.
And if her kind of lover has a more rightful claim and he actually wants to pursue it, then maybe somewhere in the midst of a battle, she, tells one of the dragons, "Hey, fucking flame his ass." And he just
fucking way.
blows fire on,
So
Jon.
the final boss is actually Dany,
It's
and that
Dany.
blew my mind. I got mad at her at first. I lashed out, "How dare
did.
you!" But after you guys talked to me and Alex
Yeah.
was supporting it from things that was like 6, 7,
The writing for
you
her
never
has gotten
know.
worse.
You never
Yeah.
know. I mean, I don't think so because I think she's done enough to show that she can change and listening to her friends. But who knows? I mean, even Dany, the actor, said, "It fucked me up."
Really?
She's
Oh.
quoted as saying, "It fucked me up." The ending.
Then maybe I'm
of-
just
of-
fucked up enough
It
to
fucked
guess
me
it.
up when she read it. So when she read the ending, it fucked her up. What does that mean? What does this mean for the Dany character? I don't know. So we have 3 different conclusions. I give it an 8, 7, 7. He thinks Cersei's going to be final boss. I think Night King's going to be final boss. She thinks Dany's going to be final boss. I'm rushing us along because I don't want these to get to 2 hours. We got to get to our Deadpool. So
Deadpool.
somebody grab the Deadpool.
Her.
So what we're doing is, this is the last time, guys, that you must solidify your choices for who's going to die, because this was the swan song. We're about to get into the battle. We need to figure out who dies. So this is our list. Obviously, you can't see it right now. Just lay it on the table so it doesn't...
There's so much stuff on
All
the
right,
table.
fine. And these are who we think are going to die and who's going to live. And I actually need to change one because I do think somebody's going to die here.
right.
Yeah, I can still
I have
do
two
it.
changes. I have 2 changes as well.
All
I
right.
can still fucking do it because I think, poor Ghost is gone. We see Ghost in this episode
we
for
added
2
him at the
fucking
very bottom.
seconds. Makes me so mad that we haven't seen more of Ghost. So I think they just don't
Everybody
like
mad
They're
was.
just going to kill him off. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Can I throw in one
Of
last
course,
thing?
of
So with the
course.
whole fan service, they threw in Ghost, but they also had a moment where, Bran is still sitting in the courtyard, or he's sitting in the actual throne room, and Tyrion looks at him and goes, "Do you need some help?" And he goes, "No."
Yeah.
A little bit more fan service sprinkled on top for us all.
So check it in the link below, or the links below. We have ours. Tell us yours. The Deadpool basically is going to give us a score at the end, and based upon points, we'll see who wins the game of Death Thrones, and who predicted correctly, and all that stuff. So I want you guys to participate with us. That's going to be it for this episode. I want to end it by thanking Stardust app for making these possible. Previously, YouTube and HBO claimed a lot of my episodes, and it just really helps the show. And I hope you guys download the app because it's free. There's no reason not to. Bunch of passionate people on there sharing reactions. I'm putting exclusive reactions and comments on there. If you tag me when you do a reaction, tag me. I'll see it. I'll reply. If you, and then follow us because it directly supports the show. Every follow we get, I think, is like $1. So
Well, there's also the contest.
Yep.
and the contest,
stuff.
if you tag us, then you will get a trip to go to the premiere party. The last episode, it's going to be fucking crazy. And we'll obviously be doing a review of that as well. So thank you guys so much for watching our episode. Episode 2 It's the last happy moment in the Game of Thrones universe. I guarantee it. And if I don't guarantee it, then I'm going to be so pissed. Do you realize that they have the potential to done fucked it up?
Yeah, you watched last season, right?
Yeah.
They definitely have the potential to like fuck
They're
it
no
up.
longer following the books, or they do have notes from George R.R. Martin on where it's going, but I don't know. It just seems like the later seasons' writing hasn't been quite as good as the first one, so they could make this huge misstep and end it and done fucked it up. And it makes me nervous because this can go in 1,000 directions.
Yep.
It could be the Game of Thrones. Everybody's fighting for the throne. It could be the throne doesn't matter. It could be Dany and Jon both die, or Dany lives, Jon dies. Jon lives, Dany dies. The dragons die.
Lots of murder.
King's Landing doesn't matter. Do we go down to the Iron Islands? We've got a new queen at the Iron Islands. Do we retreat there? Do we retreat to King's Landing? If we go to King's Landing, Cersei says, I will literally kill anybody that comes near, whether it's the fucking Horde or it's fucking Starks
Or her
asking for help.
Fucking brother.
I
Brothers,
have
yeah.
no idea.
Bran could be the Night King. They could go back in time. He could be the Builder. He could do any of those crazy
There's
things.
lots of
Yeah.
stuff, guys. So that's what I'm saying. It's so exciting right now. Put in your final votes, and we shall see you on that next episode. Gonna be lots of death, guys. Our death count's still like 0. Or no,
Nope.
1. The little
Kind of.
boy.
No, he
Half
doesn't
one.
count.
Yes, he does.
He does not
He
count.
totally does. All right, guys. See you on the next episode. Bye, guys. Have a good one.